My boyfriend says things that make me scared and uncomfortable. He becomes angry when I point them out. I have been dating my boyfriend for 2 months. He is 32 and I'm 19. We've been having a great time hanging out. I like him a lot. The only thing that's been bugging me a bit is that when he references any woman, a celebrity, co-worker, or even his cousin on one occasion, he'll say something intimate and borderline creepy. Something usually along the lines of how hot they are, and how he would turn into Joe Goldberg for them. The other night, I went to bed and he joked that he worried he wouldn't sleep if he couldn't his pee down because of Margot Robbie from a show we just watched. I thought I should be honest and say something. Hey, can I be honest with you about something? I get uncomfortable sometimes because it seems like every time you bring up any woman, you see them in a weird light. It makes me worry that you see me as an object or that I'm just a notch on your belt, which is fine if that's your prerogative, but I need to know that. I offered to sleep on the couch if he was uncomfortable with me saying that. He was quiet and got up and I found him sleeping on the couch, in his own house. I tried to tell him to sleep in his own bed, but he asked me to please just let him sleep. In the morning, he was short-tempered and offended. We've talked over text since then. He sees this as me accusing him when he hasn't done anything to warrant that. He says I'm projecting from relationships with people 10 years younger than him, and said that this clearly wasn't going to work out if I was going to try and police his language. He thinks it's concerning that we've been seeing each other for such a short amount of time and that I unloaded on him at 1 a.m., and that it triggered his fight or flight. He said he's uncomfortable being alone with me now. I've apologized for hurting him by bringing our relationship into it, and explained that I thought I was being transparent and honest, but he said it was seriously insulting and said that no other woman he's dated has brought it up as an issue, which I didn't find to be a solid argument, because everyone has different preferences or levels of comfort with this subject matter. For context, he really is very sweet and caring. That night he'd stayed up watching an entire season of a show with me because it was important to me. I loved it and I thought he'd love it. I think he's taken it slow physically because he's respected a potential power difference. We didn't even kiss the first few times, we just slept next to each other and were affectionate and cuddly. He's admitted that he likes me and likes being around me even at work, which felt big because I know he's not great at being emotionally vulnerable. I've tried to reciprocate whenever he is to show him that I value how hard that can be. I asked a few friends' co-workers for their thoughts yesterday because I was with them, and they each thought it was a valid concern. One said it's like when you tell someone what they said was racist and they're defensive instead of receptive to change, and the other said that he thinks he's been having a bit of struggles with self-esteem and vulnerability. They also brought up that he might see himself as having more life experience and thus being right, even though there isn't really a right or wrong here.